Say what's cracking out there, YouTube. Y'all already know how this gonna go. It's your boy 16 to life. Yard down. And so what I'm gonna do right here on this video, I'm gonna talk a little bit about the other side of, I'm gonna call it the other side of the gun. And what I mean by that is it's always fun when you got the gun. You know what I'm saying? When the gun is in your hand and you in control and you're doing what you're doing. But when you get caught up and you go to the pen, things is different. Like say for instance right now, if I went right back to the pen, I caught another charge. You think everybody up in there would be like, hey, yeah, chill, you a real one, homie. All right, man, glad to see you back. Hell no, they gonna say, man, you's a dummy. You know what I'm saying? You was out there free and you came back. You was a dumb motherfucker. So I say that to say that even though I be kicking these stories, I be telling, tales of things that happen in the prison. Sometimes I be laughing and clowning and this and that. I don't agree at all with that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that was something that I went through, and if I had it to do all over, you think I want to go spend 24 years in jail? First and foremost, let me tell you this. I'm not proud of going to prison. I'm not proud of what I went to prison for. You know what I'm saying? But it happened, and at that point in time, I was young, and the reason that I went to prison is because I believed in that type of ideology. You know, when I got arrested, I can honestly say that telling, snitching, didn't even cross my mind because I had subscribed to that street mentality, that street ideology, and I believed that going to prison was a possible extension of the streets. You know, what they used to say, the penitentiary is a college for street knowledge. And so when you buy in to shit like that, and when your belief system has you believing that what you're doing is right, then it's easy. You know, at least for me, it was easy to stick to the principles and to the tenets of gang banging, of the street mentality. You know what I'm saying? So once I got to the pen, to me, it was just another part of what I had signed up for. You know, I'd even ran across some gang members. Said, damn, man, you got life? Damn, man, I don't think I could be able to do life. And in my mind, well, then I'm like, you really wasn't out there in the streets, because anybody that's really in the streets, you can catch life on a whim. You know, it can be, you can be in the car with your homies and some shit go wrong, and you looking up, you got a life sentence. But like I say, I just want cats to know that when I'm telling these tales, and I'm gonna continue to kick my tails and stuff and talk about what I've been through, but I just want dudes to know, don't get caught up in thinking that prison is cool, because it's not, like I'm saying. And so I want to answer a few questions that I get in my comments a lot. A lot of the people tell me, what's up with the black car? Y'all seem to be in disarray. Well, let me explain the definition of a car. A car is it's a collective of people in prison who come together willingly to ride together. So there is no such thing as the black car. I guess the correct term would be the black convicts, the black prisoners, or something like that. But the reason why there is no black car, because the blacks are so divided and splintered at every angle. You know, you got the southern blacks. First of all, you got the southern blacks and you got the northern blacks. For those of y'all who may not be from California, northern California is like Oakland, San Francisco, up in that area. Southern California is further down, like, Los Angeles County, things east of Los Angeles, and some things even west of Los Angeles. But it's first and foremost, it's two different counties. And then you got the Crips, you got the Bloods. You got the Up North brothers. They got some Crips from up north too, but they also got some, some Bay Area stuff that they do. But okay, now let's go back to the Crips. Now with the Crips, there are so many different factions of Crips who's not getting along. This hood don't like that hood. Okay, you got hoods like who they're gangsters because their names in their hood name is gangster at the end. Let's just say, for instance, to give y'all an example, for those of y'all who may not know, you got the A-Tray gangsters, you got the 4-Tray gangsters, you may have the 9-7 gangsters. All those cars, that's a car. It's called the gangster car. They all push together. Then of course you got the Hustler car. You got like the neighborhood cars, the rolling 60s, the rolling 90s, and so on and so forth. All those cars that are neighborhoods, 5-5 neighborhood, for instance. A lot of different cars. And so those cars all ride together. Then you have other hoods, other sets and hoods. You might have the Long Beach car, all the Long Beach cats from Insane, they ride together. Then you may have the Rolling 20 car. I didn't been in spots where sometimes they functioning together as a whole Long Beach car. Sometimes they not, because the the Long Beach 20s and the Long Beach Insanes, they be beefing on the street. So it just all depends on how they doing it at that particular pen. Then you got the Hub and the Dub, which is the Compton and the Watts car. Now, when I first hit the pen around 96, they had the CC Riders, which was all the Compton Crips. But now all these different hoods and cars in the pen that used to get along, they're not getting along like they used to get along back in the days. And it's, like in the Inland Empire, you got so many different hoods that's beefing with each other. So how can anyone expect for these people to come to the pen and it be true unification and respect and love, you know what I'm saying, for each other? So those are just some of the things that keep the black car splintered. There's no real leadership. Now I'm gonna get a lot of motherfuckers, they're gonna be mad at me because I keep it real. So it's gonna be a lot of people mad at me and upset. But I'm gonna say that anybody that's doing any amount of time, you have to have respect for the Southern Hispanics, the Serranos, because now on the streets they beef. They gangs be beefing. They be killing each other and beefing with each other. They got big gangs and big beef going on amongst their people. But when they come to prison, they're smart enough to say, hey, we're going to leave all that street shit on the street and we're going to come together for the bigger purpose, which is our race, the Hispanics, the Mexicans, however you want to deem it. We're going to come together for those things, and we're going to stand firm and battle the whites when we have to and battle the blacks. Unfortunately, the blacks, we lack a lot of organization skills. We lack a lot of just basically, ain't another motherfucker gonna tell me what to do type mentality, which leads to a lot of splintering. So if there is no true love on the street, if we can't get along on the street, then of course we ain't gonna be able to get along in the pen. Nowadays, you got hoods. You might have a hood. They might have 4 or 5 different cliques from that hood. The cliques from the same hood are beefing. You know what I'm saying? So when dudes bring that mentality to prison, like I say, I've seen over the generations where it's gotten worse and worse and worse. So when I first came to the pen, yeah, there was a whole lot of love just by being a Crip. Another Crip is to come up to you and give you some love and talk to you and give you some game on how the prison shit goes. But now, like I say, all that shit is just dead. It's so broke up. But I'm going to go more into that in some of my other videos. I'm going to explain, a lot of the happenings and going on in prison. Because a lot of times, the shit that goes on in prison, one person can't control everything. Like, for instance, me. I'm no super bad motherfucker or nothing. Only reason dudes would come get at me for certain instances is because I'm diplomatic, I'm rational, I'm fair. I know how shit go, and I'm gonna keep shit real. When I first hit the pen, I learned that right is right and wrong is wrong according to some, penitentiary policies. So now you have some dudes, regardless of what they homeboy done, even if he's 100% wrong, you got some dudes that's gonna ride with their homeboys regardless. And that gets the game fucked up right there. Because, okay, say your homeboy he's gambling. Now, he done ran up a $100 debt and he don't want to pay. And you ride and you support your homeboy in that bullshit, even though he lost fair and square. It's going to turn into a riot. Now, what's going to happen is you're going to have some of your other homies that's in your car. They're going to run over there to support it because they may not know what's going on. And 9 times out of 10, the person that gets hurt and fucked up is some loyal homie coming to support some bullshit that he don't know about, putting his life on the line, his health on the line for some shit that really should have been nipped in the bud. See, some dudes don't got the heart or the balls to stand up to their homie and tell him, hey, homie, you wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because even though you got a lot of people in the pen, some people in the pen is just going along to get along. Like I say, I seen some dudes on the 4 yards. They was programming, doing everything they needed to do. Soon as they got down to a level 3 or got down to a level 2 and that element of danger was removed, they started doing all type of weird, crazy shit that they wouldn't have done on the 4 yard because it was danger up there, and doing certain things on the 4 yard gonna get your hat brought to you. But since now they're away from the 4 yard and they feel they're away from that danger, now it's okay to do this bullshit. So, and that in my eyes would determine the real in a lot of dudes, because a real dude is gonna keep it solid and program like he's supposed to program, regardless of what, if he's on a maximum security prison or he's in a minimum security prison. So, that's what it is like that, And now when I tell these dudes that, man, just because I'm kicking these stories and talking about the experiences, I no longer believe in that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not proud of going to prison. I'm definitely not proud of what I went to prison for, hurting people, taking people away from their loved ones. What's the saying? They say if a man thinks at the age of 40 the same way he was thinking at the age of 20, he done wasted 20 years of his life. This is a growing process, man. we hopefully try to mature. We try to move on. Now, I'm going to still kick my stories. I'm going to still relate, do the funny shit and clown and laugh and this and that. But I'm just saying that, I don't want any type of young person out there or whoever listen to my stories to get it misconstrued that the penitentiary is cool. Because like I said, if I was to catch a case and go right back to the pen right now, you think them dudes be in the pen would be like, hey, chill, man, damn, yeah, you's a real motherfucker, man. Yeah, you back? What you got, another 12 years? Oh, man. No, them dudes gonna be saying, look at that dumbass motherfucker. That motherfucker right there was free. He done 24 years. He turned around and came right back. Even people in prison is trying to get out of prison. I seen a whole lot of things when I was locked up. One thing I never saw, though, I never seen the guards come to nobody when it was time to parole and say, hey, man, it's time for you to go. And the dudes tell the guards, hey, man, come back in a week, man. I'm kicking it with the homies, man. I'm having fun and I'm enjoying myself. I saw the opposite, man. I seen dudes with life without parole, dudes with 95 to life, breaking their ass to try to get to the law library and try to get that case reversed. Try to get, because, I told the story about the dude whose uncle came and happened to look through his nephew's trial courts, his trial cases and transcripts and get him out. It's not that easy, man. I didn't see dudes sometimes fight 15, 20 years, because it's a process. It goes through the court. So I didn't see dudes fight for years and years and years trying to get their case overturned, man. And so it's a very difficult thing. But anyway, I'm gonna be answering a lot of the comments and shit that I'm getting. Hey, I'd like to thank y'all out there for fucking with your boy, man. I appreciate it. And I'll be back with some more games. So y'all suck this game up, man, because it's free. Stay away from the pen out there. Stay away from the pen. Stay out there. Stay with your family. It's the best thing to do, man. It's your boy 16 to life. Resume normal program.